Hello, and welcome to a little bit of a different day in the life situation. Today really it's going to be the day of the life tomorrow, because tomorrow I am presenting at the North Carolina Music Educators Conference, and I thought it might be fun to kind of have you along. So I am sitting in a hotel in Winston-Salem. Today I was at the conference. I just got back from the last session that I was going to. There's a concert tonight, but I don't think I'm gonna go to it. I think I'm just gonna hang out and chill out. I do need to eat something and then just kind of chill, go through my presentation, make sure I know what I want to say, and all that jazz, and then just kind of make sure I'm ready for tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm presenting at 10 o'clock, and so I'll probably just get up, eat some breakfast, chill out, and then go do my presentation. And then tomorrow after that, I will probably go to some of the sessions. I have to check out of this hotel. Unfortunately, I have to check out the hotel by 11, so I have to check out before I go do my presentation, which I don't love. So I'm gonna have to they valeted my car, so I'm gonna have to get the valet to bring my car so I can stick my stuff in it, I guess, and then have them go park it again, and then I have to go to the session, and then I am driving, and I'm going to be staying with my aunt tomorrow night because she lives about an hour away. So that was kind of my master plan here. So anyway, I thought it might be fun to hang out and just chit chat and see a day in the life that's very different but still teachery, because if you are a teacher, author, someone who does all these things, then doing conferences can be really helpful and really good, just for sharing information, because there's a lot of teachers who come here who maybe have never heard of you or heard what you had to say, and then two, for getting your name out, because then hopefully that can help people find me and find my website and find those things. So it's kind of a win-win situation. So yeah, I highly recommend applying to speak at conferences. This is my second one. So I did the Georgia Music Educators Association, GMEA conference last year. It was last year, but it was in January. And then, yes, so not this past January, but the year before, 2024. Brain's not working. I've done a lot of driving lately. And then this is my second one. So I just, applied online and they accept me, and so here we are. So that's what's happening tomorrow. I'm doing a presentation on some of my favorite lessons for the older kids, and just a little thought for you, it's the same presentation that I did in Georgia, and I also did it at an online conference. So that is another good thing, is if you do different conferences, you can repeat the same thing. So that's nice, because it went over well, and so I already had everything ready, and there probably aren't going to be anybody here who was also there, so it should be fine. Anyway, so I just am sitting in the hotel room. I got back from the conference and going to sessions, and I came up to the room, and then my choir director called me because he wanted me to make flyers for the concert. So I was jotting down all that information, and then I had 10 pages left in this book, so I decided I would finish that real quick. Really trippy, really good. It's about a girl whose sister went missing 20 years ago when she was just a kid. She was only 11. Her sister was 18. But as soon as she got old enough, she moved away from South Carolina, from where it all happened. And in this book, she is coming back to town for the first time. And she, as you might guess, learns stuff about her sister, and it turns out to be this big, huge thing, and not just her sister. Wow. Creepy. Good. Highly recommend. But it is a little bit whoa, weird. So there's that. Yeah, so right now what I need to decide is if I am ordering room service or if I'm gonna go down to the restaurant that's in the hotel. I don't think I'm gonna leave the hotel, mostly because it's raining. And the hotel restaurant does sound really good. So I'm gonna figure that out, and that's, yeah, food and then like reviewing my stuff is really the only thing I need to do tonight, and then just chill and read and maybe watch TV. I don't know what I'm doing for life. I brought another book because I knew I was almost done with that one, so I was like, I know I'm gonna be finished with it soon. So the other book I brought is called Alchemy of Secrets. I haven't started it yet, so I don't know how it's gonna be, but that's what we got. I got like stuff everywhere. I have 100 copies of the printouts from my session, which they were like, you don't have to have physical copies, but I was like, well, I already printed out 100, so here we are. It's like HP Instant Ink for you. Anyways, that's what I'm up to. I'm gonna see if the room service is the same as the restaurant downstairs, and if it is, I'll probably just eat it here, because then I can watch TV or be in my pajamas. So there we go. Okay, so I was looking at the menu for the restaurant downstairs, and I was looking at the room service menu, and the restaurant downstairs has lobster mac and cheese, which the room service does not. So we are gonna go downstairs and get that. I wonder if they would let me bring it up, or if I have to stay down there. Well, I did know. Anyway, I'm just gonna take my purse, my room keys, that's a good idea, and a book, and be off. So that's the plan. Let's go find some dinner. Have I ever eaten at a restaurant by myself? Y'all, I've never stayed at a hotel by myself. I have never driven this far by myself. It's been like a whole weekend of first for me over here. Like, who am I? I don't even know. Okay, let's go. Steak and macaroni and cheese. It was glorious. We have showered, and I just got together putting a bag for tomorrow. So I'm just gonna take this tote bag that says music teacher on it, and then right now it's got my copies and my like notes notebook in the bottom, and I'm just adding my iPad. I don't really think I need it, but whatever. My like emergency case, I take this with me everywhere pretty much. My 8,000 pens, obviously. Umbrella because it's supposed to rain, and then I'll probably stick my purse inside here, and once I get rid of those copies I'll have plenty of space, so that'll be good. Now I'm just gonna go through and like check over my presentation and like read the whole thing out loud essentially to just, you know, remember what I wanted to say and how I wanted to say everything, and I might take some notes about anything that I want to make sure that I include. Yeah, and then I'll just kind of chill out. It's like 8 o'clock now, so I'll just chill out, read a book, watch TV, something like that, and then tomorrow figure out what time I need to get up tomorrow is the other thing. So I need to look and see if there's a session before me or not in the same room, so I know just like setup wise how early I can get there, and then figure out like how much time I need. I don't think I need to steam my skirt, so that saves me a little bit of time. I do have to deal with my stuff because I have to like put my stuff in my car. So here we are. I made a comment earlier about how I don't think I've ever been like to a restaurant by myself, or like I've definitely never been in a hotel room by myself. And I realized that some of y'all might think that's really strange. I I've been married since I was 20. Like, you know, we've always traveled together until this year. Like, neither of us had really ever been anywhere really by ourselves much. Before this year, we had only been away from each other for like probably 2 nights. He's been on a few like 1 or 2 night trips before that. And then this week he had like a week-long training, and then actually this week he's at a week-long like work thing. So even when I go home, I won't see him until this weekend. And so it's just like, I don't know, there's a lot. I really have never traveled by myself. Even, you know, before I was married, I always traveled with a friend or something like that. So I don't know. Here's to trying new things in my 30s. We'll see. So I usually do my presentations in Canva, and it just seems to be a good situation. So I'm just gonna go through in here and basically like present the whole thing to myself so that I know what I'm doing, and then I can figure out like how much time it's gonna take, make sure I'm under, you know, how long I'm supposed to take and all that good stuff. So there we are. Hello. Welcome to Monday. Cheers. I thought I was gonna have like tons of time this morning because I got up pretty early. My presentation's at 10, and so I got up at like 7:30. And then I wasted a bit of time, which I know because I went downstairs to do breakfast because I'm not the kind of person who can not eat in the morning. Like, I wake up and my stomach is growling pretty much no matter what I ate last night. And I had seen like a breakfast buffet situation, so I, you know, thought it was gonna be like a continental breakfast. I was like, I'll just run down, you know, grab a muffin, some bacon, it'll be good. Coffee, the most important part. And then come to find out it was like for people who are Marriott like members, and not for the general public, which I'm sure they said online, but the people who run the conference booked the room for me, so I didn't do that. I was like, oh god. So I went to the restaurant in the lobby, which is where I went last night, and I got food to go thinking it would be quick, and it was not quick. It was delicious, but it took like 30 minutes, which I was not expecting. So here we are. I'm like, oh gosh, I wanted to be like out by 10, but it's 9:55 now that I have eaten, and so, or I'm sorry, I wanted to be out by, my hours, so I want to be out by 9, but it's 8:55. So that's not about to happen, obviously. Because I have to check out, and I have to get my stuff into my car, which I'm not sure how long that's gonna take, and then get over there and boot up my computer and make sure everything is sorted and situated. Okay, do I look like I have enough color? It's 30 degrees outside, which I don't love. I really don't want to carry around my gigantic coat with me all day. I mean, I have a blazer. It's velvet. Okay, am I gonna need blush? Probably not. You don't know I'm gonna be like, my face gets so red. This is not highlighter. This is eye brightening cream, but I use it like highlighter when I'm out of town or like during the summer and I just didn't want to deal with lots of stuff. It works really well. So, and it's way easier. Just gonna rub that in a little bit. pinky, and that should be good. It's got a really nice color to it. It's so hard to tell. In this lighting, I will need to use finishing powder, but not yet. So last night I went through my presentation and just made sure I knew what was in it. Of course, I then decided, you know, we need to add a bunch of stuff. I've done this presentation before, but I think I would like to try and make it more interactive this time, because last time I did it more like a lecture. And I think it would be more fun if I got people up and moving and stuff like that. So I was trying to decide like which things, you know, we're gonna be up and moving for, and then which things it's fine to sit for. So I also was like, oh, and we should add this song, and I should add this song, and you know, as per usual. But that is very typical of me. Oh, this was wet. Oops. Okay. This I got a while ago, but I actually just saw it the other day. They still have it at Ulta. I love this palette. It's so good. So good. It has a ton of shimmery ones, which is super fun, and I do use those, but it's like some are super glittery, and then the other ones are like really matte, and the really matte ones are really good for like every day. And the shimmery ones are good for, you know, for fun and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I'm just gonna finish getting ready, which will not take much longer now. And then I'm gonna pack up my room, see if I can get the valet to bring my car so I can put my stuff in it, and then go do my presentation. And then after my presentation, I'm like first this morning, and so that means I can check out all the other presentations this afternoon, which will be great. There's some really good ones, and then I will leave either after the 4 o'clock session or the 5 o'clock session. I'm interested in the 5 o'clock session. However, I'm driving to my aunt's house, and she lives like an hour away because I'm staying with her tonight, and I don't want to be trying to find her house at night, and since daylight savings has happened, that happens really early. So I'm thinking I should probably skip that last session to just make sure that I'm gonna be here there early enough to find her house. I'm just, you know, I just don't know where I'm going, and it would make me happier to do it that way. That's the plan. And then tomorrow I'll just get up and have breakfast and drive home, pick up my dog on the way, and there we go. So we can do this. Oh, I'm feeling stressed. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, packed up my stuff, requested for the car. Got nice, sensible shoes on. Tights because it's 40 degrees today. And my blazer, which is velvet, so I'm hoping it'll double as my jacket for today because it's chilly out there, and I really just don't want to carry around my jacket all day. So this is the look. Hopefully fun but cute. I don't want to be overly dressy. I mean, I'm more dressy than like people going to the conference, but hopefully not more dressy than people presenting at the conference. I don't know, whatever. Let's do this. it is Monday night, and I am now at my aunt's stuff with all of my stuff. I'm only staying here one night, but I pulled out, like all of my bags, and I was like, I should have like packed, a bag for just tonight, but I did not think it through that far ahead. So I've got just all the stuff everywhere, because I had like my bag that I took to the conference today, and I had to bring it in because it had my purse in it, and then I had like my bag that had all my like other stuff, and then I have like my whole suitcase because I only brought one suitcase or whatever. So I've got all the things here at her house. But yeah, so today we had the actual presentation, the whole reason I came, and it went really well. So I presented at 10 o'clock. I was a little worried about getting there on time because of all the craziness this morning, but I got there in plenty of time. I was there like 9:30. I was like in the room that I needed to be in at 9:30, and thankfully there was no presentation before me. There was a keynote, so like everybody was busy, which means that room was empty. So that was good. So I was able to get in there and like just make sure everything was sorted. We were having some kind of technical difficulties getting the slides up, but I think it was on the projector side, not because we like kept trying different cords. I sent the presentation to somebody else to plug in their computer, and it didn't work either. So I don't think it was my fault. They did finally get it working before we started, like as we started. So that was good. And the session went really, really well. I was really happy with it. I made some changes last night when I was sitting there, messing with everything at night. I added a couple things in, changed a few things because it's November, and last time I did this, it was January. So like slightly different things. And then I decided to make it a lot more interactive this time than last time. Last time I did it more as like a lecture, and this time I was like, all right, let's get up, let's get moving, let's do this, let's do that. And it was really fun, and I had a lot of people who were like, that was so great. Some of them, I had multiple people tell me it was the best session they'd had, which I was like, there is no way that's true, because I watched some phenomenal sessions today, and I was like, there is no way I was better than that. I will say, I was like really thinking about it. Here's what I think why these people in particular like mine. One is I gave a lot of ideas, whereas a lot of the other sessions had maybe 2 or 3 like main things. I kind of did a lot more stuff, so I'm thinking that helped. And then one big thing is I made sure to mention how I approach a lesson. So I wasn't just like, here's a song, let's do it. Because I teach music, if you're new around here. Hi. But I would be like, okay, so here's this song that I love using with my 5th graders. Here's how I introduce it to them. And I think that is really valuable. And then also just knowing who it's for, because some of the sessions I went to had some really cool things, but I was like, I have no idea what grade level this is for. I don't know, like, what, like what concepts should they already know? Like, I couldn't figure out where in the sequence it needed to go. So I think that just like knowing who it's for and how to introduce it are like the top 2 things that I think probably a lot of people enjoyed about my session. I do not think I was the best person there. I watched some really great sessions, so I was really thankful for that I got to attend also, and I got a lot out of it. And since I was in the morning, I got to like watch all the ones in the afternoon, so that was good. So it was fun. I did a little sneaky shoppings. I walked into the exhibit hall and I was like, I'm not gonna need anything, because there's always a huge exhibit hall of these kind of things, at least for the music ones, and it's always like instrument rentals and band uniforms and fundraising stuff and like stuff I really don't need, especially because it's North Carolina. I don't live here, so a lot of stuff was local and I didn't need it. And then I stumbled across the West Music booth, which is one of the music providers, and they don't have just elementary stuff, but they must have only brought their elementary stuff to this, because I didn't see anything for the older kids. On the website they sell like all instruments and everything, but that's where I usually buy things from. So I'll have to show you what I got. I left that in the car. I got I think I got 2 picture books, a book of songs, and then like 5 puppets, because I watched it and I was like, puppets, and I had to have all of them, but I only got 5. And 4 of them are finger puppets, which are little. One's a full puppet. So, you know, that was better. And I try to be strategic. I really wish, though, they had 2 different squirrel puppets. They had a finger puppet and like a big puppet, and I kind of wish I'd gotten that. Anyway, so, yeah, but it was good. So as far as like presenting at a session, what I would suggest to you is if you are interested in doing conferences, first of all, do it. I'm never scared to apply because, you know, worst comes to worst, they just don't take you, and that's fine. Like, whatever, it's no big deal. But I do get kind of nervous going into it. Like, I was looking at the list of all the presenters, and especially for me, I don't have any advanced degrees. So I'm looking at all this list, and it's like doctor this and doctor that, and, you know, the person from this college, and I'm over here with my bachelor's degree, and I'm like, I'm probably the only person presenting at this conference that only has 1 degree. And that's something that does make me feel less than or insecure personally, which I know could be cured, not easily, but it could be cured simply by getting a master's. I'm just like, I'm so busy with like the business and school that I'm like, I can't even imagine. So that's something that stresses me out. But here's what my husband told me, and this is what I'm going to tell you. They accepted my presentation. They wanted me to come. They put me on the list. They put me on the schedule. So obviously I'm at least qualified enough to come and talk to people. So that's that. So I recommend you check out some conferences. It might be easier for like the specialists to find it because we do have like organizations for that. I don't really know like general teaching conferences, but if y'all know any, like light up the comments so that people have some ideas for places they might be able to present. And it's very different than online. You know, online it's like, yeah, cool, whatever. And I'm gonna do another online conference soon, but in person is just so different. Like, it's so nice. And then the other thing that is absolutely wild, y'all, absolutely wild, is the people who came up to me and were like, so many people came up to me and were like, thank you so much for your videos, for your blog posts, for your TBT store. My students use this resource. I go on your website all the time. I watch your videos every week. I had someone walk up and she was like, she said, I feel like I know you because you're like in my house and in my car and like in my classroom all the time. And she was like, I want to just walk up and start talking to you. And then I realized that we don't know each other. And I was like, it's fine, you know, whatever. But it was just like, it's so funny. Like, so many people said that. And number one, that was so nice to hear because, oh my gosh, I frankly feel like I have been failing this year. Just like, it's just been hard. It's just been hard. I have not been doing a good job. Like, since school got back, I have been struggling. Very nearly hit the point of burnout a few weeks ago, and I had to hit a hard reset on my life. Because I started feeling the way that I felt the one time that I really truly like hit that place. And I had to like stop. So it was, first of all, just like validating that, oh my gosh, I'm doing something, was wonderful. A little stressful because then I was like, oh, now I gotta live up to your expectations because some people talked to me before my presentation. But so what you do matters. And also, I would say the instant recognition is definitely from YouTube. Having that like face to face where you can hear me talk, you can see what my mannerisms, you can see what I look like, definitely leads to that instant recognition, which before I had always been like, you know, vlog, YouTube, there's not a big difference. I don't know what that is. I'm tired. It's only like 9 o'clock. Before I was kind of like, you know, whatever, but having the YouTube really does make a difference, I think, in like the personability kind of idea. So just something to think about if you're trying to decide which one is better. Anyway, so that was really nice. So my point, see about doing some conferences. And, you know, I haven't done a ton. This is like my third, but, you know, it was fun. It was a good time. And, you know, experiencing something new and getting to share things. And then also like me being built up because I got to talk to people who use my content and have been touched by that was really, really nice because, you know, people can leave a nice comment and that's great, but like seeing someone in person who's like, can I take a picture with you? Oh my gosh, you live at my house. Like I see you every day. And so like, yeah, I had multiple people that like, you saved my butt this year. And so just things like that, oh, it was just so good. I was like, okay, what I'm doing actually does matter. That's good. We like that. So that was nice. Yeah, overall, I thought it was really good. This session went really well. Yeah, it was a good time. So there we are. Yeah, I don't really have much else to film for you. I am just gonna go drive home tomorrow. Gonna get up, eat some yogurt, drive to my house, pick up my doggie. I miss her. I guess I could show you the things I bought. I'll show it in another vlog. And in that case, I will leave you here since I've now been talking for 11 minutes and you've been staring at the remnants of everything. So I am going to curl up. It's like, oh, we've made it to 9:30. Okay, I'm gonna go wash my face and I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna read my book. I'm gonna have a good time. It is weird. I'm not gonna lie. Very strange. I'm enjoying it, but it's weird. So far, that was really a great angle. So far, we're in LA. It's set in modern day, which I don't usually love, but it's very magical. So there's like all these myths that the main character learned in a class in college, and they are proving to be true. And she's now going through this whole like rabbit hole adventure of myths and legends of downtown LA. So it's interesting, but I'm not really sure where it's going yet. I think I'm gonna like it. Anyway, so thanks for hanging out with me. I would love to know if you've spoken at any conferences, especially if you have some non-specific conferences that you could suggest for people if they maybe wanted to try that. Let us know down in the comments. And as far as like what I do, I just, I think of a concept, I apply online, and then if I get accepted, I create like a presentation. I just do my presentation on Canva. And I kind of like walk through it, talk through it, and then I make like a handout that I can give out physically and digitally so that people have that as well. And then at the end, I have like a QR code to get extra freebies and stuff of things that I mentioned in the presentation if you sign up for my email list. So it's nice because hopefully I got some people on my email list and then they got some stuff out of it too. So, oh, which also, one of the sessions I attended, I won a door prize, which was the same kind of thing. It was like, you know, fill out this thing and then you can be entered for the giveaway. I won a giveaway. I never win giveaways. I never win anything really at all. So that was really fun. I got a book of choir warm-ups in case you're wondering, and I'm very excited because I was like, I was about to buy them. So I was excited to see them. So anyway, was that all I had to tell you? Yeah, if you want to know more about like presenting at conferences, how I go through everything, we can talk about it in another video. This was supposed to be more like a, hey, come with me as we do this thing. So anyway, I'm going to go read my book. I'm going to go to bed, and tomorrow I'm going to go pick up my doggie and go home. I think I'm like 4 hours away, so shouldn't be too bad. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.